Thank you very much.
All right, with us now is Paul Wight. The first question will be from Jim Barcel, Herald, followed by Nick Hausman of Wrestling Inc.
Right?
Hey, Paul, thank you so much.
Hey, Jim, how are you, man?
I'm good, thank you. It's here from South Florida. You're one of your homes, I guess, so it's always good to talk to you, sir. Hey, what did
Good
you...
to talk to you, man.
Thank you. Hey, what did you think about not only the show, but also the big announcement? Christian's the big announcement. You were hyping that. AEW's been hyping that.
Right.
What did you think about all that, how it went down? I don't know if you've seen any reaction yet from fans or anything like that. Just your thoughts.
I haven't seen any reactions. I watched this pay-per-view backstage, and I was really, this is the first one that I've had to really sit and study, and this is where I'm
Muted.
I thought it was great storytelling all the way through. I like how the pay-per-view built. I was really impressed with the tag team tournament. I thought they did a great job to finish at the end where you wound up with, Phoenix, Bastard, and Jungle Boy. That was a great story. Those are very, very hard matches to have, let alone have a tag team battle royal. I thought there was some great stories in there. And I thought all the tag teams that were involved, everybody came out with a little bit of a shine when they needed to get a shine, which is hard to feature that many guys. I thought they did a great job with that. I was really impressed with the cinematic match, of course, with Sting and Darby. And, Brian Cage just looked like a monster tonight. All I kept referencing there was Cage looked like the Incredible Hulk from Avengers, with the shadow and the lighting. He did a great job of establishing himself. And, Darby and Sting, they're just... Darby's actually on my list one day. Hope that I get to work with him. You know me, I've had more turns than NASCAR, so hopefully by then I'll be a heel and it'll be a lot of fun. The main event tonight, incredible. That's one of those kind of matches that there's such a potential for things not coming off the way you want them to, and everything that needed to come off, I thought they did a fantastic job with their story, the fight, the cringing moments, with Mox landing in the barbed wire, and I thought it was really intricate how a lot of things were protected, even with Kenny's finish, where Mox kicked the ropes and it blinded Kenny, so the finish was still protected. A lot of those kind of things that are put in a match are things that I look for, and I really enjoyed the effort that those guys put out. Even the referee, who, a referee does their job when you don't notice them. But the things that I did pay attention to tonight with the ref did a great job of selling the action that was going on. And I think both of those guys really told that part of the match and that story. They really knocked it out of the park. It was really enjoyable. And you heard the people backstage reacting to it with the different pyro and the barbed wire and being tangled up. And I've had a few of those hardcore matches in the ECW days. I haven't had a barbed wire one, but I've had a thumbtack one. So I think this one definitely beats the thumbtack match for sure.
Thanks, Paul. Up next is Nick Hausman from Wrestling Inc., followed by Bill Pritchard of WrestleZone.
Great. Hey, Nick.
Nick, you need to unmute. There you go.
You're on mute. You're on mute, brother. We can hear you now.
Hi, Paul. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you taking the time tonight.
Thank you.
This is the first time you've been in a new locker room here in a couple of years.
Right. Yes. Not since I've had long hair, right?
Sure. How different is it now for you? What is this experience like? What is the culture? How does this differ from where you were previously at, Paul?
The atmosphere is completely different. I think anytime you start over new somewhere, it's automatically going to be refreshing, but even more so here. The support, the one thing that is different here that I really enjoy is the support and the fight that the talent has over here for respect and recognition in the drive. That's the heart of professional wrestling, and when you're doing entertainment, you want a locker room that it's not guys stepping on each other's toes, cutting each other's throat to get a position. You want a team where everybody is trying to get over and everybody is trying to make the best possible product for the fans. And that kind of environment I thrive on, and I love this environment. I haven't seen a locker room with this kind of positive energy in a long time. So for me to come over, and I've heard the stories from some of the guys, I heard the stories from Jericho about how nice it was here, And I talked to Cody and Billy Gunn and people I've known for a long time. They said, it's different over here, Paul. It's different. And to come over here and actually see that and see that support and see just the attitude in the locker room, it's so invigorating. It's like getting a blood transfusion. I would have to say, like I feel like a young kid all over again. I can't wait to get out there and do my job and then lace up my boots and get to perform with these athletes and get to know them.
Thanks, Paul. Up next is Bill Pritchard of WrestleZone, followed by AJ of the AJ Awesome Show.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Fantastic.
So a lot of people have been talking about the potential for you wrestling, your role on AEW Dark Elevation, but I wanted to know if any part of your decision had to do with some of the, maybe extracurricular activities you could do. Like, I know you did some ambassador work with WWE, and
right.
AEW was close with Culture City, some stuff like that. Like, do you look to continue doing some of that outside of the company? Like,
absolutely. That's one of the things that I was fortunate enough of being with WWE for so long, is I got a chance to build some great community relationships and some great partnerships. And one of the partnerships that's very dear to my heart is Special Olympics. And that's one of the conversations I have with Tony coming over here. I said, look, I know it's going to be a little bit awkward, but I'm still going to be involved with Special Olympics, even though that's kind of a brand that's teamed in wrestling with WWE. And I think everybody involved, WWE, Special Olympics, and AEW, understands my passion and commitment to Special Olympics. So that's not a problem going forward. That's one thing about Tony. Tony understands what I bring to the table. I can only help AEW's product by getting better, by getting involved with community projects, which I care about, and going forward with that. And plus, there's a lot of opportunity for me now that I'm building. In essence, we're building the Paul Wight brand. So I got a chance to do a lot of positive things with my own brand for things in the future as well. And I've got the freedom to do more movies, to do more television, to do more community-aware things that I've wanted to get involved with, where before a lot of those opportunities were limited because there was so much talent and there were so many people striving for the same things that now I'm not competing against a lot of people around me. Now I've kind of got this wide open atmosphere, and the positive reinforcement and the encouragement behind it now is just unreal. Like I said, for me, it's very surreal to come from a very competitive market to now where it's competitive, but it's also very supportive.
The next question is from AJ of the AJ Awesome Show, followed by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.
Great. Hi,
Hi,
AJ.
thank you for talking to us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
My question is, I know you're a fighter at heart, so who are a few people you would want to face in matches in AEW?
Well, in AEW, there's such a tremendous amount of talent here that I've already kind of scoped out, if you will, and put on my list. One of them is definitely Darby Allin. I love his presence in the ring and his character. I think we're such opposites in size and careers that I would love to work with Darby. Kenny Omega, of course. I would love to team up again with Jericho or Billy Gunn. I would love to work with those guys in the team. There's some big guys here that I would definitely like to work with. Lance Archer probably is at the top of my list right now. Luchasaurus, Brian Cage, Wardlow. These are all big guys that I think if I get a chance to work with them, I could do the best that I could for them by being in the ring and working with them. You can talk to people in the back and all that, but actually getting in the ring and letting guys experience a different pace, a different tempo, and a different kind of action really can help them come into their own. And that's why I'm still doing what I'm doing, because I love helping the talent. Don't get me wrong, I love performing too, but I also love making the business better.
Thanks, Paul. Sean Ross Sapp is up.
Hello?
Hey, Paul, thanks for
Thanks,
taking
Paul.
the time. So how do you first make contact with AEW to make a deal like this work, considering you've been the same place for almost 20 years? And is this the type of thing that you have sort of a farewell conversation with Vince McMahon about? Do you give him the heads up?
Well, no, this is a conversation. Here's the thing. Vince actually called me the day that it was announced that I signed with AEW, wished me a lot of luck. agreed that I'm going to be a fantastic asset to AEW. Thanked me for all the years that I worked in WWE. There's no animosity, there's no anger, there's no dirt, so to speak. This just came down to, contract negotiations and opportunities. Let's face it, at over 20 years in WWE, I have done everything that there is to do in WWE. I needed a fresh start. And for me, I think Vince understands that and understands me as a talent, and this was that opportunity for me to do that. But, you follow the rules. You don't, like I couldn't reach out to Tony Khan or AEW while I was still under contract, and I didn't. I came to terms with a mutual dissolution of services when I left WWE. There's no anger in it. I needed the freedom to pursue different opportunities. And when that contract came to an end, that was the thing where I took a big leap of faith and hoped that my reputation in the industry and the work that I've done would earn me a meeting with Tony Khan, and this would be able to talk to him and hope that he would understand that I could be an asset for AEW. And when my contract expired, which was really great, actually I got a chance to drive up to Jacksonville, and Tony and I had a meeting at like 10 o'clock at night in his office, and we talked about wrestling and psychology and what I wanted to do at AEW. And one of the big passions that I've had for a long time is getting into color commentating, and trying to bring my experiences from the ring, like a great Gorilla Monsoon or Jesse Ventura, were able to bring to the commentary to help get the talent in the ring over more and help tell their stories. I was looking forward to that opportunity. And also the opportunity for me to compete with some fresh talent, some people that I haven't had angles with, some people that I can also help to become better. And also a new environment, a new place to work helps reinvigorate yourself, So believe me, leaving WWE was a little bit scary because I had so much tenure there and so much experience and had basically already paid every due I needed to pay at WWE to leave that stock and to put a lot of faith in yourself and say, hey, if you're really passionate about this and you really want to do this, then you have to put your big boy pants on and give it a shot. And, I'm very grateful and very thankful that it all worked out. And hopefully the AEW fans will be happy as well.
Thanks, Paul. And that wraps up our time with Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Up next will be Hangman